Mike. David Moore, Dallas Morning News. Just kind of start with the nuts and bolts, just Tyler Smith and Gilmore, what their level of participation will be.
I'll be limited. Gilly will be in the, or Stefan will be in the rehab group today. Tyler will be limited, excuse me.
And with Gilmore, from your understanding of the injury, is it more just about regaining the strength? Is it range of motion as much as it is strength, or what's?
Yeah, all those things. So I mean, he's making really good progress, and so the goal is to, get what he needs here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then line him up Saturday and cut him loose. But we'll see how the week goes.
You wouldn't expect him to do anything until Saturday. That's
correct. Yes. Yeah.
Clarence Hill, Football Star Telegram. How did Hankins look last week? And can you talk about the challenge of stopping their run game?
Yeah, definitely. I thought Hank played well. It was good to get him back. Obviously we're smart with the numbers. But yes, this is what it's all about. It always starts with run defense for us. I mean, you just go back to last year's game, the way they started the game. I think the first 16 out of 20 plays were runs. So, it's definitely a focus for us, and is every week. I think, they got two excellent running backs. The offensive line is in sync. They're playing together. They got continuity. So, so we're always focused on our run defense, and it definitely we're expecting them to challenge us.
I'm Mike Tarcher with ESPN. We've talked to you a lot about taking over the play calling stuff this year. How much of that was you betting on yourself?
I've never thought about betting on myself. Was there a line on there? So it's legal now, though, right? Yeah, so, but yeah, no. I think it's like every season you go through an evaluation process, and there's things that you're looking at during the year, and and we just felt that was the best choice for the team. So and I'm enjoying it.
And then the relationship with Dak has been close since you got here. Has it grown deeper or closer?
Oh yeah, absolutely, it has to. I mean, your play caller and your quarterback have to spend that extra time together, and both personally and professionally. And yeah, definitely, I've really enjoyed that also.
John.
John Machado with The Athletic. In the past, you've done things to probably help motivate the team. In 2010, I remember you said you got the guys fitted for the rings. You've done things like smashing the watermelons and stuff like that. Is there anything that you do that for this week, and when do you come up with those type of ideas?
Couldn't find my cheese head, so that was out. Threw that out. But no, I think the biggest thing for us is we're in a 7-day week, and I obviously so tied into what the preparation gives you leading into the game. Now we really are just talking about a regular week, simplify your life, just keep it about us, and there's always extra demands when you get to playoff football. We have individuals in our football space that are fighting illness, so we've just kept it all about the grind of preparing. So we as a coaching staff, you could feel the buzz in the coaching offices yesterday, probably about it in the afternoon once the plans came together and so forth. So just really want to keep the preparation focused and make sure we go out and play above our standard and do the things we need to do to win the game.
Sonny's The Athletic. Mike, what's your outlook on team camaraderie? How important is that, and guys actually liking each other being part of the equation of team success more than just the talent that's on the field?
Well, camaraderie, I think that's all, part of the, secret sauce of a healthy culture, no doubt about it. I love this locker room. I think these guys have really, not just this year, have really invested in themselves, the commitment that we have to one another, and it's really, at the end of the day, it's about the man next to you. So, and that's just how we roll, and that's how we've rolled all year. So, we're looking forward to taking our game out there Sunday and getting after it. So, and it definitely starts and ends with our locker room. And I think we've invested a tremendous amount in our guys, and like I said, I think we're in really good shape there.
Are there ways to build that? I mean, like Oxnard, for example, like going away for 2 weeks and you're just around the guys. Is there things that you do throughout the year as well that you kind of build that kind of camaraderie?
Yeah, I mean, you go through the characteristics of developing group dynamics. I think all those are great opportunities. I mean, there's always, looking for, times to create, growth opportunities and leadership, credibility, confidence. I mean, you're always focused on that as the leader of the football culture, no doubt about that. So going to Oxnard to me is unbelievably beneficial for our team. Just the whole aspect of going away to camp. I think like anything as a coach, you're always worried about when you have a phenomenal facility, when you leave the facility, can the resources match? Can you still get the quality work done when you leave your own facility? And we're definitely very, very fortunate to have that set up out there in California. So, and everybody loves to go there. So it's a very healthy environment. Obviously, the weather's incredible, but just the whole setup out there is really set up nicely for all of us to, and even the new schedule. I think it's, is part of that. So, yeah, I think those are excellent opportunities starting the training camp.
Aisha Morrison, DallasCowboys.com. Coach, you spoke earlier about the importance of the run game. Your opponent this week does a lot late into the play clock with motion, misdirection, counters. You gentlemen have faced some of those teams that do similar things. Do you think that's prepared you and your defense for this matchup this week?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I just think I think the way our defense plays, in the way we play offensively, I think we've prepared each other going back to training camp for these kind of games. And I think when you look at the way they played, they're significant in their pre-snap motion and shifts. Obviously, statistically, we're aware of where we rank against that component. So it's definitely part of our preparation and how we view their offense. So yeah, those things are real important. And then even on the flip side of it, this this defensive front is the highest that we've seen as far as movement, as far as their stunts and games called. So, we practice against a defensive line that moves a lot too. So I think a lot of those variables are healthy for our preparation this week. So, I think it's obvious, everybody's into the details of how each team plays, but, that's the beauty of having a healthy week of preparation, and then we'll get up and line up and see how it goes.
Michael Kelkin, Dallas Morning News. You've coached a lot of young teams over the course of your career. This is another one of them. What do you think the playoff experience, though, the past 2 years does kind of supersede age?
I think playoff experience is very, very helpful because I think it eliminates some of the expectations, eliminates some of the, the first time things. And I think the reality of it is it's football. And I think you really got to keep it to that and just, but, we're focused on our best week of preparation for winning a football game. I think our older guys do a really good job, and this starts way back in the off-season program of taking these younger guys under their wing. We all understand the importance of a draft class, to your football team. On an average, I know it's been this way my whole coaching career, head coaching career, 20 to 25% of your football team changes every year. And that's something that you have to take into account from the first day you come together in April, because everything, how we train, how we teach, what our classroom looks like, how the meetings are distributed are all played to that, getting those young guys in that veteran group coming together. And I think our team, especially this year, has done an excellent job.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. How's your relationship with Dak grown away from the field since you've gotten here?
Well, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of time right now. He's a busy young man, but yeah, I think it's the phone calls and things like that. I mean, I think it's more things in the off season. But yeah, I enjoy the one-on-one time we do get to spend together. But just obviously getting to know him more personally has been awesome.
It seems as if he lives like a public life. Everything he does is. How do you think he's been able to manage that at times?
I don't know if he could do any better, frankly. I think if you just look at the schedule that he keeps, his work ethic is impeccable. But with that, we have all worked with people that have excellent work ethic. But what's their workload capacity? I mean, I think what he accomplishes each and every day, as far as getting ready, as he prepares as a quarterback, I definitely grade him excellent, and been around some great ones there. But also what he does in self-care and the things away from him, he does all the extra, and it flows for him. You just, it's not once in a while or 3 out of 4 weeks. It's every day, and I think that's really is a big part of who he is.
Kevin?
Kevin Sherrington, Dallas Morning News. Dak has talked about how connected he feels to his receivers this year and on multiple occasions, and he's credited you for that. I wanted to know if that was intentional on your part, and how exactly were you able to do that?
Well, I think when you're talking this, pure football scheme, technique, the fundamentals, the education of how the quarterback's being trained and the specifics of how his feet are tied to routes, I think he's talking more in regards to those things. And yeah, that thing, it's just really a product of how we coach. And it's not just myself, it's Brian, Scott, the whole staff all the way through. Robert's a big part of that too, but just, it really starts with the coaching staff. And I think anytime you make changes and, everybody does it a little differently. You may have, the schemes may look the same on, look the same on PFF, but they're not. I mean, it's where the quarterback's being coached and, when are you calling schemes and, the expectation of how the defense is going to play it. So I think we just have taken a huge step in that area.
Mike Jones about WFAA. Haven't lost at home since week 1 of last year. What do you attribute that to? Like, what goes into that in terms of that success?
I think it's just really part of the growth and maturation of our football culture, and I think it's a product of, how this team has performed this year. There's always things that go into why you're successful. I think clearly you got to start with, the convenience and the ebb and flow of being at home, your preparation, how it flows into the game. I think that's, there's a rhythm to that. I think a big part of it is really the crowds that we've had. I mean, it's been electric. We've been able to get the lead at home more. So I mean, there's a lot of things that play into that. And but at the end of the day, it's playoffs. And I don't think it's a big deal to go on a road as much as it was 15, 20 years ago as far as a team playing in loud environments. But yeah, we love playing at home, and the numbers speak for themselves.
Babe.
Babe Lofberg, Cowboys Radio. Mike, so you're big on unscripted looks, and obviously earlier in the season, but has your experience been, once you've been through 16, now 17 games, you get to this week, and there's not a whole lot that they're going to show you that they haven't shown before?
Well, I mean, hell, just look at our last game. We saw a lot of deceptive football. Our defense did. So to me, that's all part of the grind of the season. It really benefits your preparation for the postseason. So, yeah, at the end of the day, there's nothing that is going to happen Sunday that we haven't looked at or haven't prepared for. Might be a slight variation of something, whether they change the face of it conceptually, or change the stem on a route, or change the order of their stunts, their CTE games, or the timing of it. So you are who you are at this time of year, and that's the beauty of being a playoff team. You're here for a reason, they're here for a reason, and we're here for a reason, and we will play to our strengths.
Garrett.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Mike, the Packers receiving core has the most yards, catches, touchdowns by first or second year players. What is the challenge of defending that, and does that kind of situation compare to any maybe that you've coached in your career?
Well, we don't discriminate against age, so we're going to line up and go after them just like we do everybody else. So no, I think it's a credit to their youth movement there. And but yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for us is as a coaching staff and as we filtered through all the video and preparation, really both sides of they've played a lot of players this year in their secondary and their offensive perimeter. So just make sure we're on top of that.
Jacob Denimore, The Ticket. Given that home success that you guys have created, have you noticed over the last week and a half a little bit of extra energy, a little extra pep from the team, knowing that you had your own chance to control and now will get to play these games at home?
Definitely. I mean, the team is, through this whole trimester, I think has prepared very well. The only negative that we really had, part of our our preparation, the last, I guess, 4 weeks now, because it started in Buffalo, was just really the illness that everybody's dealing with right now. So, I do like the rhythm that we're in. But yes, I think historically, every year, there's a different energy with playoff football.
Todd.
You've mentioned illness a couple of times. Will Zach? Is he back in the building?
Zach's good. Yep. Just came for the walkthrough. Looks good. Yeah.
He's on his normal practice.
He'll be on normal Wednesday routine, correct?
And then for the other guys that won't be able to go today because of illness.
Yeah, that's not finalized. Yeah, I've got a couple staff guys that are battling, but they don't count. They're not allowed to be sick.
And I was going to say, do you keep those guys kind of?
Oh yeah, no,
away
we're very conscientious you know, what can happen, so.
Mike. Terrence Steele, he played every single offensive snap this season until the fourth quarter when he put Wally in there. For a guy, you get the reports on him all offseason, understanding how severe it was. What makes that so remarkable, how durable and available he was this year?
I think it's huge. I think it's remarkable. It's a great description. And I think you can put Tony Pollard in that category too. I mean, when you come off of major injuries, you know, that first year is always tough, you know, because you got to go through so many things again for the first time. I think Terrence has done a great job. You know, some things he adjusted early after the first 3 or 4 weeks that, you know, that he was dealing with, and you know, hasn't missed a practice. He hasn't missed anything. I mean, he hasn't missed a snap of anything, and I'm talking about since the day he started rehab. So he's had an extremely impressive rehab and return to play, as good as I've seen.
Nick.
Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. When you guys were diagnosing red zone efficiency early in the season, could you have expected Brandon Cooks to be as dynamic as he has been down there in the last few weeks?
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I think just, you know, it's just like anything. You know, you don't. I mean, you like to come out of the gate, you know, storming in all your situations. You know, we had, you know, some opportunities in those first 4 or 5 games that we just, you know, looked at them and just really stayed the course. I mean, if you go back and look at those games and look at some of the things we've done with Brandon, it's, you know, the execution of it has been significant. So, but yeah, he's such a pro. The details of how he approaches his job in all aspects is top notch. So yeah, his production is never a surprise.
All righty, thank you, Mike.
All right, thank you.